All right. So in terms of conclusions and of the things that we learned from this and the things that I would want to sort of socialize in our ecosystem is we really think building proof of concepts and iterating is absolutely crucial to this. To Wilson's point, their whole timeline on this was probably, I don't know, at least a year and a half from sort of conception to final. But things didn't really get moving until we started engaging with them and just actually building prototypes. And it wasn't until we built prototypes that we knew this is going to work, this isn't going to work. And a big also learning that comes out of prototyping is what is the actual consumption going to be for these tools? Like, how much are they going to be used? What is the pricing for these AI tools going to look like? And you don't actually even know that until you've actually built a proof of concept. The second point I think I'd make is just be flexible, be prepared to pivot. Wilson's team came to us with like a pretty detailed scope, but we kind of threw that out, within the first week and really pivoted towards, oh, let's try out these different tools, let's try out these different methods, and ended up landing on a really great solution. But a couple of those weren't even part of the original scope. The third point that I'll make is we're seeing as we do these projects that it's not like a one size or one tool does the whole thing. It ends up being really a combination of tools. So in this case, it's AI search, right? It's semantic search with Data Cloud. We're using LLMs to power Agentforce, right? To do those agentic outreach and using the APIs. We're obviously using those APIs. And then we're using other existing products like Cognizant. So this solution is really, it's four or five different pieces that are all pulled together using Agentforce and Data Cloud. And then finally, we're really finding that domain-specific AI is often easier and quicker to build, as well as being more effective, especially if you combine it with other tools. And what I say is more effective than using like a chatbot LLM. Like we're finding these really domain-specific autonomous agents that you combine with other tools to do a very specific job is the most effective solution when implementing AI. All right. Oh yeah, I do have actually one more, which is these lengthy design periods can be wasted time. I think Wilson's team has shown this. This has been our experience with some other customers as well. Um, it's definitely helpful to think through the use cases. But when you're talking about even governance or other issues, until you actually start building the tools, um, all that time can be wasted because you won't know what's actually necessary until you know the exact solution that you're going to build. And the only way to get to that is just to actually iterate and move through.
And I just want to jump in just to say, like, I think the big thing about that for me as a nonprofit that has contracted for a lot of other technical projects is that's the opposite of what's usually true. Like
Yeah.
usually, the more design time we put into it, the better the team that's delivering the work is able to stay on track. Like we're able to stay in budget, we are happier with the product. But it's so opposite for this kind of like new, I would say like new tech almost in a way.
Yeah. Like as we've been doing these projects, it's like the technology is so new. No one really knows the best way to implement these things. And they also, I will say that our experience has been the landscape is changing so quickly. Like, these LLMs and the ChatGPT kind of tools, they're really only about 3 years old. And the progress has been absolutely insane. And so often a capability that didn't exist 6 months ago will exist today. And that kind of changes how you approach the solution.